Good morning, children. Today we are going to see about theories of evolution. Life had evolved along with the evolution of Earth towards the end of 18th century. Evolution, you know very well, a gradual changes occurring in living organism over a period of time. That is called what? Evolution. Please bracket it. This is the definition for evolution. A gradual changes occurring in the living organism over a period of time. Formation of new species due to changes in the specific characters over several generations as response to natural selection is called evolution. Okay, how this gradual changes have taken places and how the new species are originated over several generations or due to a natural selection only. To learn about this structure called evolution. The natural changes occurring in explained through the theories of evolution as proposed by two scientists Lamarck and Darwin. These are the two scientists. They have stepped to explain how the species are originated on the earth. Okay, and how the various species are evaluated from their ancestral forms, all explained by these two scientists. After this their discoveries, many new scientists came and explained the concept of evolution. Lamarckism. Jean Baptiste Lamarck was a French naturalist well known for his theory of evolution. Lamarck's theory of evolution was published in his book Philosophic Zoology in the year 1809. It is popularly known as theory of inheritance of acquired character or use and disuse theory or Lamarckism. Okay. First theory is Lamarckism. This theory was proposed by a scientist Jean Baptiste Lamarck and his period was 1744 to 1829. Baptiste was a French naturalist well known for his theory of evolution. Lamarck's theory of evolution was published in a book named as Philosophic Zoology in the year 1809. It is popularly known as theory of inheritance of acquired character or use and disuse theory or Lamarckism. Principles of Lamarckism: interval vital force. Living organisms or their component parts tend to increase in size continuously. This increase in size is due to the inherent ability of the organism. First one is internal vital force, that is living organism or their component parts. Any of the parts of the body is called component parts. It's tend to increase in size continuously. This increase in size is due to the inherent ability of the organism. This increasing size is due to the inherent ability of the organism, they said. Next one is environment and new needs. Environment and new needs. A change in the environment brings about a change in the need of the organism. Suppose if the environment are getting changed, what happen? There is a change in the need also. According to the change in the need, the organism change themselves or change their structure according to the changes in the environment, and they started to develop a new structure and it's look like a new species. So like this, the new organisms are evaluated on the earth, they are saying. In response to changing environment, organisms develop certain adaptive characters. The adaptations of the organism may be in the form of development of new parts of the body. Next one is use and disuse theory. Lamarck's use and disuse theory states that if an organ is used constantly, the organ develops well and gets strengthened. When an organ is not used for a long time, it gradually degenerates, they said. So, use and disuse theory, from the name itself we could understand the concept of this theory. When we use the organ constantly and effectively, what happen? The particular organs get strengthened and develop well. But when you are not using any of the organs, what happen? The organ is lost its strength and gradually degenerate. This is called what? Use and disuse theory. The ancestor of giraffe were provided with a short neck and short forelimb. Due to shortage of grass, they were forced to feed on leaves from the trees. The continuous stretching of their neck and forelimbs resulted in the development of long neck and long forelimbs, which is an example for constant use of an organ. The degenerated wing of kiwi is an example for organ of disuse. Okay. So, as we discussed the previous paragraph, that is if we use an organism continuously, what happen? The size of the organs will be increased and it gets strengthened. But when the particular organs is not used for long time, what happened? Gradually it degenerated. This is the concept of use and disuse theory. Here an example is given for both use and disuse theory. For theory of use is giraffe is an example. For theory of disuse, kiwi is wings of kiwi bird is an example. Okay. If we take a giraffe as an example, actually the ancestral form of giraffe's neck is very short and forelimbs also very short. But when we look at a modern giraffe, its forelimbs and also necks are very long. Why? Because of the constant use of this neck and forelimbs only. So, due to the scarcity of grass, the giraffe constantly stretchen its forelimbs and neck to reach the vegetation which is present very higher in the trees. So, since they are using constantly the neck and forelimbs to reach the vegetation, it gets stretch its forelimbs and neck. Okay. Since it use constantly, the forelimbs and neck of the giraffes become lengthened. So, this is an example for use theory. For disuse theory, wings of kiwi bird is an example for disuse theory. Since the kiwi bird is not use its wings for flying purpose, gradually it gets degenerated. This is what development of new character, that is flying kiwi bird is evaluated into flightless kiwi bird. Same way the giraffe with a short neck and long short forelimbs is evaluated into long neck and long forelimbs. Okay. This is what use and disuse theory is stated by Lamarck. And the another one theory of inheritance of acquired character. Actually, this is the basic concept of Lamarck. Okay. The character which is acquired in its lifetime will be inherited to the next generation. Actually, this is correct only. The new character which is developed in an organism during its course of lifetime automatically will be inherited. That is of course correct only. But what is the negative points we have to speak in this? Lamarck did not explain how the new character developed in an organism will be inherited to the next generation, that he does not explain. So, this also will be a question mark in this in this theory. So, let us see theory of inheritance of acquired characters. When there is a change in the environment, the animal respond to the change. They develop adaptive structure. The characters developed by the animals during their lifetime in response to the environmental changes are called acquired characters. Okay. So, what are acquired characters? The characters developed by the animals during their lifetime in response to the environmental changes are called acquired characters. According to Lamarck, the acquired characters are transmitted to the offspring by the process of inheritance. Okay. So, these all about the theory of Lamarckism. Okay. And now we are going to enter the theory of evolution stated by another scientist called Darwin, and this concept together called as Darwinism or theory of natural selection. So, the Lamarckism or a theory of inheritance of acquired character is a theory stated by Lamarck. Darwinism or theory of natural selection was the theory stated by Charles Darwin regarding evolution. Okay. So, Charles Darwin was one of the great naturalists and philosopher of 18th century. He was born in England in 1809. While studying in college, through his friendship with Professor J.S. Henslow, he was fascinated towards the nature. At that time, the British Admiralty planned a voyage of exploration for 5 years on a ship named HMS Beagle around South America. Dr. Henslow was asked to nominate a young naturalist for the voyage. Darwin was given the opportunity. During his 5 years voyage, he visited many parts of the world and number of islands including the Galapagos Island and Pacific Islands. Darwin made elaborate observation on nature of the land, plants, animals of the regions he visited. He further worked for a period of 20 years to develop the theory of natural selection. To develop his natural selection theory, he worked 20 years, that's the thing here. Okay. Darwin published his observations and conclusions under the name Origin of Species in 1859. The book of Darwin demonstrates the fact of evolution. It elaborates on the theory of natural selection for evolutionary transformation. Okay, this is what short about the introduction and life story of Darwin explained here. And let us enter into the principles of Darwin. Before enter into that, we have to see one flow chart which we missed in the first page. Flow chart showing the postulate of Lamarckism. Okay, flow chart, this is one important 3-mark question, children. Please, sorry, 4-mark question. Please bracket it. Give a flow chart for the statement of or a postulation of Lamarckism. Okay. See, environmental changes has taken place. Due to environmental changes, need for new structure. Okay. So, to face that environmental changes, the organism need to develop a new structure. So, automatically the development of new structure started. The developed new structure may be 2 types. One is using continuously, another one is disuse. So, if the organism use the newly developed structure constantly, what happen? Inheritance of adaptive character, and it leads to origin of new species. And on another hand, if the newly developed structure is not used constantly, what happen? Degeneration of the structure. This is what a flow chart which give the postulation of Lamarckism. Okay. Next one is a principle of Darwinism. Principle of Darwinism, overproduction. First one, overproduction. What is mean by overproduction? See, living beings have the ability to reproduce more individuals and form their own progeny, isn't it? Living beings have the ability to reproduce. All living organisms have the ability to reproduce. What for they need to reproduce? To perpetuate their species on the earth. That means to continue their species on the earth. They are reproducing. So, a single organism can be give more young ones. A single organism can be more young ones. Sometimes innumerable number of young ones also given by some organisms. Okay, that's what. So, when if the reproduction is going on in this way, what happen? Population will be increased. That is, population explosion of that particular species will be taken place. When the population explosion has taken place, what happen? There is a competition or struggle for existence. Okay, overproduction. Living beings have the ability to reproduce more individuals and form their own progeny. They have the capacity to multiply into a geometrical manner. This will increase the reproductive potential, leading to overproduction. Okay, children.